Hello martial arts family, John Ordorf here from North American Martial Arts Institute in Norwalk, Ohio. And we're here to do a Taekwondo class today. So, I hope you're ready. You don't need anything special for today. We're just going to start moving right now. So here we go. We'll start with hand on the hips and neck rolls. Let's take it the other direction. Now we're going to do shoulder rolls. We're going to do them different today, one at a time. At least we're going to start off different. So one side and the other side. Now let's take them backwards. Now both arms forward, working our way up in height. And other direction. Okay, now we're going to do some torso rolls. So what we're going to do is, we're going to try to keep the hips still, and we're just going to move our upper body, okay? So try to keep those hips still, just move your upper body. We're not moving the hips yet, we're just kind of moving in a circular fashion with our upper body, engaging our core and our back. That's all core. And then other direction. Feels like you're a snake when you do this, because you can feel all these muscles engaging. It's good exercise. All right, now we're going to do hip rolls. So hands on the hips, big circles there. And let's take it the other direction. We're going to do a few things we don't normally do, just because they're fun and different. All right, we're going to do wrist rolls. When you do a lot of joint locks, they'll do this as part of their warm-up. And let's roll them the other way now. So other direction. Just roll those wrists in circles. Now elbows. So we're just going to make circles at the elbow, okay, or from the elbow. And let's go the other direction. Great. Now we're going to do arm rolls, but we're going to do them single. So I do one side, other side, one side, other side. Now let's just go to a single side. Now other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now both arms, just like we normally would in a class. I hope your day is fantastic. Just remember, it's you that makes that day fantastic. Other direction. Things will always happen that'll make you frown or unhappy, but you can always turn that frown upside down. Arms out and in, switching the arm on top each time. Okay, we're going to pick it up, go into some virtual jump rope in our virtual world that we live in right now. Now we're going to pretend like we're jumping backwards. So we kick the feet forward and the arms are going to go back. A little more. Let's drop down and do 5 push-ups. Ready, set, go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's bring it all the way up. Okay, this time we're going to do some reach down, reach up. So reaching for the floor, then reaching high. Just some reaches here. All right, a little lower if you can. Watch your back. You can bend your knees a little. Don't want to keep those legs super straight. All right, now we're going to do something more for the hips and the legs. So what we're going to do is we're going to do inside out crescent, but we're going to keep the foot up in the air. And we're going to do 3 in a row. Okay, so it's like this. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do the other leg. 1, 2, 3. Start bringing the foot up when you get more comfortable with the balance. 1, 2, 3. Other side, 1, 2, 3. Let's do one more time each side. 1, 2, 3. And other side. 1, 2, 3. Now those are inside outs. We went to the inside, went to the outside. Now we'll do outside ins. So 1, 2, a little trickier. 3. Other side. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it again, each side. 1, 2, 3, and other side. 1, 2, 3. Good job. All right, so we're gonna reach up and stretch. We'll go to one side and reach. Make sure you're breathing. Both hands up again, hips forward. So we're kind of leaning back a little bit. Now the other side. Reach to the side. One more time each side, arms up. Hips forward, shoulders back. Reach over your head and lean to the side. You should feel it right here, stretching in the side. And then both hands up again. And now reaching over. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to do a little stretching. So we'll do a standing hamstring stretch from here. And now the other side. Remember to sit down into that stretch. And like I always say, you should feel it right back here in the back of the thigh. First side again, maybe a little lower this time. And second side. Now we're going to drop down to a knee split. So knees are out wide, hands on the floor, and pushing back. You should feel this right here in the hip joint. Just stretching you out. Knees out a little wider, come forward. Hips are down. Arching your lower back. And now into center stretch. So up on the feet. Stretching. Oh, that feels good. Push back into it. Watch your balance. Awesome. We're going to walk those feet in. Roll the hips forward, come up. Now I have a request. My request from you is to run through your push-ups and sit-ups now. You got a minute to get your push-ups out. Minute and a half to get your sit-ups out. How many should you do? If you are a tiger, you should be doing 15 push-ups and 15 sit-ups. Probably it shouldn't take you a minute to do the push-ups or a minute and a half to do the sit-ups. You know, your time should be a lot shorter, okay? I usually figure I can do a push-up in 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds. And sit-ups, I take at least 2 seconds to do, sometimes 3. So if I had to do, how many push-ups? 15? I was a tiger or even a dragon, 15 sit-ups. And I had 3 seconds per sit-up, how much time would that take me? That's your math quiz, all right? Here's what I'm gonna have you do, and that's 45 seconds. I'm gonna ask you to pause the video, run through your push-ups, run through your sit-ups, and then restart. We'll see you in a second. All right, so I'm assuming the push-ups and sit-ups went well. Now, we're going to talk about testing kicks because we're going to go through another pause here. I'm going to ask you to practice your testing kicks. I'm going to talk about kicking. So when we're in stance, remember your back heel's up. And when I do a chamber, let's say for a front kick, when I do my front kick, I want to make sure I chamber. And sometimes I see chambers like this. It's not a very good chamber. A lot of your kick power comes from the muscles here in the top of your thigh, which are called quadriceps, okay? So, want to make sure I'm in good stance, back heels up, both knees are bent, good guard. And I got to maintain that guard when I do the kick. All right, but a good chamber before I kick. Whether it's a front kick, whether I'm doing a side kick towards you, a good bend, good chamber. And remember, when I chamber here, my foot should be chambered. The positioning for my kick should be there in my foot, okay? So if I'm going to do a front kick, my foot is ready here, okay? Some people will do it here, some people will go like this, and then when they extend the kick out, you see how I extend the foot from here, and that's probably the best way to do a front stand kick. Side kick, making sure I got that, again, nice high, tight chamber, knee across the body, foot's in good position. Any of those full pivot kicks, I gotta make sure I turn my base foot so that my heel's pointing in the direction that I'm kicking. I hope that makes sense. So here's what I'm gonna ask you to do. Work on your testing kicks, be aware of chamber, foot position, and guard. I'm going to ask you to do 20 repetitions, it means 20 times you're going to do the kick, with your strong side, okay? And make sure you're also focusing on lockout, so that leg is nice and straight when you do your kick. 20 times on your strong side, and because you have a weak side, I think everybody does, And it varies depending on the kick, but everybody's got a strong side and weak side. I'm going to ask you to work 50% harder on your weak side. So if my strong side was 20, I would have to do how many repetitions for my weak side? 30, okay? So I'm going to ask that you practice those testing kicks now, okay? So pause the video. This should take you 5 to 7 minutes to do that. So go ahead and hit the practice, and we'll see you soon. All right, my friends, we're going to the meat of the session. Next, I hope the kicks went well. Hope the lockout was good and good chamber, all that stuff. But now we're going to work on what comes before the kick, okay? And that is footwork. So we're going to work on some footwork that we do in class. And some of the higher level students do this. And even for them, this is good review. So make sure you guys are working this. And also that you are thinking about what we're going to go into in just a moment. But first, I want to run through basic stuff, okay? We're going to talk about some different footwork. We're going to start with pabakwo, or switch and step kick, okay? So pabakwo is the footwork. So if I said pabakwo opchagi, that would be switch and step front kick, okay? And that's what I'm going to demonstrate right now. So a switch and step is, we're not moving forward really. We might move forward a little bit, but what we do is we slide the lead leg back, and we take a slight step with what was the back leg, okay? And then we're going to fire with what was the lead leg. So I started out with my left leg forward, so I'm going to end up kicking with my left. Okay? So from here, slide or switch, step, and kick. Side view, switch, step, kick. That's the switch and step front kick. Now we can do that footwork with all of your kicks. So front kick, round kick, side kick, whatever your testing kick is, you can do it with that too. But I'm going to ask you to practice that in a little bit, okay? Actually, right now is a good time. Go ahead and practice that. I'll talk a little bit more about it. The more footwork you do while you're practicing, the more footwork you do, the more you tend to want to drop your hands, okay? So with footwork, we really want to be conscious of our guard, all right? And if we have a good training partner that we're sparring with, or a smart opponent, they're going to know that as well. And so when you start dancing with those feet, you see how my hands drop? That's what will happen to you a lot of the time, unless you try to make yourself fully 100% conscious of your guard when you are doing kicks and sparring. So, switch and step, side kick, switch, step, side. Switch and step, round kick, switch, step, round, okay? So that's the switch and step. Next, we're going to go into pabakwo. Pabakwo is, well, I already did pabakwo, sorry. Dio. Dio is back leg slides up, front leg kicks. So I start from the same stance, back leg slides up, front leg kicks. So there's no step before I kick. Weight is already on the front leg. So we're here, slide up and kick. Slide up and kick. Slide up and kick. Slide up and kick. So the weight's already on the front leg, and that's important for this type of footwork. So that is the Dio. And Dio, it's short footwork. Go ahead and practice that if you would while I'm talking. Dio is short footwork. So I slide up and kick. I'm not making up a lot of ground. We're going to do that here in a second. But just slide up and kick. Or other side. Slide up, kick. Slide up, kick. Slide up, kick. So go ahead and work this one as well. Guard. Practice. Keeping the guard up. And you'll find you got one side, like my left side forward, I feel much more comfortable with this footwork. And when I do right side, because a lot of times when I have the right side forward, I tend to be in a back stance. It's hard, I really have to think about the weight forward. Okay? And so what was that called again? Dio, that's right, Dio. Chale is next. Now chale, we're going to make up some ground, all right? I'm going to step with my lead leg. So with my weight already on my lead, I'm going to take a big step. And I got to commit to this kick, okay? So take a big step. I'm going to bring the back leg up in a chamber position. It's kind of like a run jump kick. So back leg comes up, lead leg kicks. So it looks like this. Step, kick up, and kick. step, pick up, and kick. And you can do it with all your kicks. You do round kick, side kick, but it's aggressive, more aggressive footwork. So start practicing those. Make sure you work both sides. So if I'm working this side, step, pick up, kick. Step, pick up, kick. That is called what? That's called chop. Next is jeju-ri. Jeju-ri, we're not really moving forward at all. Again, maybe a little bit, but not as much as even the pabakwo. So jeju-ri, what we're doing is we're getting up in the air, okay? And that throws people off. So it's just a straight up jump. Like I'm going to jump up and try to touch something up above my head, like the ceiling, okay? Once you understand how the jump is supposed to be, everything gets a lot easier, okay? And it's literally just like this, jumping up. But we're going to throw a kick in there. I'm going to throw a back leg kick, back leg front kick in there now. So it's ahead, ahead. So we're switching feet every time we throw the kick. So I jump up, back leg front kick from the rear. Now that leg's in front. This way I can do the other leg too, right? Jumping up, kicking. Jumping up, kick. Jumping up, kick. So that is called what? Jeju-ri. Jeju-ri. So now what we're going to do is we're going to play around with this. We're going to review everything one more time. Pabakwo, switch, step, front. Dio, back leg slides up, front leg kicks. Chale, step, kick up, and kick. And jeju-ri, jump and kick. All right? So those are our kicks. And what we're going to do is we're going to put them together in combinations. So we're going to start with, I'll start simple. Start with a dio, okchagi, then maybe I do a chale, okchagi. They flow really nice together when you start with dio and then you go into chale. So 1, 2. So it's a 2-kick set. I try not to call anything a combination unless it's 3 or more moves, but we'll call it a 2-kick set or combination for now. And dio, chale. Now that's one example. You can mix it up any way you like, but here's the deal. I'm going to ask you to practice this. I'm going to ask you to practice both leads. So that means if I choose to do what I just did, the dio and the chale, I would want to practice it from the other side too. So dio, chale. I hope that makes sense to everybody. I'm going to ask you to take about 10 minutes and do this, okay? Now 10 minutes, I don't expect you to rush through it. What I want you to do is I want you to get a feel for it. And I want you to find a good combination that you like, or a set of 2 types of footwork. So once you do that, once you find the ones that you like, it'll probably take you about 10 minutes to come up with at least 1 or 2. But I'm going to ask you to practice whatever you like 10 times. And it's not 10 times the single side, right? I might do this side 10 times, right? But I got to do the other side, the other lead, 10 times as well. So if I do a left leg forward 10 times, then I have to do a right leg forward 10 times. I hope that makes sense to everyone. I'm going to ask you to practice that. I'm going to ask you to come back when you're done. Okay? So go ahead and hit the pause, and let's work the practice. All right. Well, I hope the sets went well. We talked about doing sets of 2. Now, we're going to do a set of 3. So, excuse me. So, if I do dio, chale, jeju-ri. Now I've added a jump kick, or the jeju-ri front kick, jeju-ri okchagi, on the end. I'll do that again. So now I have 3 things going on. I've got dio, chale, and jeju-ri. Now, this can be aggressive footwork if I'm moving this direction to give you an idea. 1, 2, and 3. So I got 3 kicks going on. I'm going to ask you to do the same thing you did with the 2 kicks. You can add on to the combination that you have now, which is probably what a lot of you will do, and that's okay. But I do suggest you try to work something different, something that you are not currently doing. So we put 3 types of footwork together. I'm going to ask that you do that. So hit the pause button. Same thing. Get those reps in, 10 reps each side of something that you like. If you want to practice a little bit more on it, obviously feel free. So please pause, and we'll see you soon. Okay, team. I hope the triple combos went well. And make sure that you continue to work reps on both sides, because that's how you're going to improve. Now, this is the end of the regular class. Of course, if you want to take part in the Masters Club, I can't say no. You know, if you want to do that, that's fine. And with that, we're going to talk about what's involved with that today. We're working on Korean today. And I'm going to ask you to go back to the video that we've done on Korean. But I'm going to ask you to do this a little differently today. Okay, it's good for balance and coordination and for working the brain. What we're going to do is, we're going to do Korean, but we're going to do it backwards. Okay? So, I'll give you an example. And I'm going to ask you to do this with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to be in chunbi position. Instead of moving forward, I'm going to step back. Okay? Now I'm going to step back this time with my left foot, so my right foot's going to be forward. And I'm going to do hadanmaki. So hadanmaki, low block. Okay? Now, let's say I'm going to do sandanmaki. And sandanmaki is high block. So from here. All right, now next technique. Chundan kong kyuk. Chundan kong kyuk is middle punch, so I'm going to step behind and do middle punch. Sandan kong kyuk. Step behind, do high punch. All right, sang su, hadanmaki. I'm finding the wall here. Sang su, sandanmaki. Okay? Now, if I'm going backwards, I got to be aware of where I'm going, all right? So don't be backing up into anything, okay? Now, what would I do from here? You know, normally I do a back leg turnaround. This time I'm going to do a front leg turnaround. This leg's going to go across. Right? So I come in 1 and 2, and I'm going to go into sandanmaki again. All right? And maybe this time I do sang su, sandanmaki, which is 2 fist, high block. All right? Or chungo sang su maki. Oh boy, this one's going to be interesting. This is going to be here. Oh, I went to the wrong side. See? I even fooled myself. But that's what I'm going to ask you to do, okay? Now, obviously you can replay what we just did and go through it again. And I'm going to run through a couple one more time just so that you can see, all right? And again, I haven't done this a whole lot, but it's going to test me. Chunbi. So, Sangsu Hadanmaki. Chang Kwan Kong Kyuk. Aksum Kong Kyuk. Tiger mouth. Sorry, I forgot. Some of you are still working on Korean. So, Aksum Kong Kyuk. Tiger mouth. Pakise Anaromaki. That is what? Outside in block. Anise Pakuromaki. That is the inside out. So Pakise Anaro, outside in, Anise Pakuro, inside out. Yuk Su Kong Kyuk. Yuk Su Kong Kyuk is ridge hand. Okay? We'll do one more set. Chunbi. Hugo Hadanmaki. Hugo, this is all back stance. This back stance low block. Hugo Hadanmaki. Hugo Sandanmaki. Hugo back stance, Sandanmaki high block. Hugo Pakise Anaromaki. Back stance, outside in block. Hugo Anise Pakuromaki. Back stance, inside out block. Alright? Yuk Jin Kong Kyuk. Oh boy. Is that right or wrong? It's wrong. It's Huang Jin. But Yuk Jin, let's see, I was here in low block. Yuk Jin would be back stance reverse punch. All right. So my friends, I'm going to ask that you practice that. Use the video, the other video as well, the Korean video that I did with Mr. Wall. And just buzz through backwards. It's a good brain trainer, okay? And it'll test you. So, with that, thank you everybody for watching. we didn't bow in, but we will bow out today. We will do flags as well. So 준비, Chariot, Kinye, Baro, Anjo, Mokyo. Baro. Everyone set? Chariot, Kinye. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day and stay safe. 감사합니다.